Happy Groovy Tuesday. Another lesson back in the Pergamano Summer School. I know at the beginning it takes a while for people to come in, so I'm just going to waffle, and then as you start coming, I can see people are now tuning in. Good morning, welcome. Is it a beautiful day? I can't remember now. I think it was very foggy this morning, but I think it's dry at the moment. So, how's everybody doing today? Good morning. Haven't seen any people pop up in the chat yet, so I'm sure that'll kick in a moment. And hopefully you can hear me, because I've just been chatting to the lovely Linda, and we can hear one another perfectly. Good morning, Helen. Welcome to lesson number 6. So, how are we all doing today? We're doing okay? It's Tuesday again. So, okay. Good morning. There's a bit of an echo. Okay. Let's see if we can sort that out. Good morning, Josie. Big echo. Okay. Maybe Jilly's listening, and maybe she could ask Jim to have a look and see what's going on. Very echoey today. Very strange. Okay. So Linda's not connected just yet. Let me just text Jim. He's only in the next room, but obviously I can't disappear. So just bear with me for a moment. Can you ask Jim to check? Because Linda's not connected yet. Sorry, that was just Jilly popping her head in. So technology. Okay, let me bring the lovely Linda in and see what's going on. There's two of me speaking. Oh, you only want one. Mr. Jim, just bear with us for a moment. Jim's just come in to have a look, see why we've got a bit of an echo currently.
Have we got an echo?
There's lots of people saying there's an echo and they can hear two of me.
Unplug your earphone.
Unplug my earphone?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just try my earphones. Okay, let's see if that's made any difference. Sorry about this, everybody. You know, it's like technical issues.
Let me go and have a look from the front.
Jim's going to go and have a listen. I'm going to bring in the lovely Linda who's waiting in the wings for us.
So have you got an echo as well?
Apparently, yes. Everybody's saying that there's a bit of an echo and there's two of me talking.
So it's not me, it's you. I'm thinking we've had Rob disconnecting things, so I wonder if anybody know if it's echoing my side as well. Will he let you know if it's echoing my side as well?
Okay. So can Linda's going to talk, and if you can let us know if Linda is echoing.
I reckon it's all your fault, Paul. I don't think it's anything to do with this side.
It's me. Oh, no. Sue White says, no, Linda's fine.
See, it was you all along. Well,
it's me. Why would it be me?
Well, that's tickled me pink now.
Okay, right. It's all Paul's fault. Always 9 times out.
It's always your fault, isn't it? Yeah. Your shoulders are broad. You can shoulder that.
On her computer.
Apparently Linda's clear according to all the comments.
No, but the feedback's coming from, the echo's coming from, it's coming out of her computer, and that's what.
Right, okay. Linda, apparently, could you turn your volume down a little bit on your computer?
Yeah, but it's right down low now.
The volume.
Yeah. Speak now.
We'll put some
headphones. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can. And again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's still echoing, but I can just about hear you.
Right, I'm going to turn my mic off.
I can't hear you now.
I can't. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me now.
It's not echoing now.
It's not echoing now. Right, there was 2 buttons I pressed on the black magic, which I normally press. So maybe I've left one of them off.
Okay.
So
Let me turn my volume up now because I'm a bit Matt and Jeff.
So Jim's just going to check out. So Jim, normally I press that one and that one, but I haven't put that one back on this time, and there's no echo.
Are we right now? Yeah.
That one's for the microphone and camera.
Right, okay, so it could have been picking that up. Okay, better, no echo. Yay! Technology. It was me.
It was you. Well, I'm just glad. I forgive you. Just as long as it wasn't me, I do not mind.
There we go. I followed the same procedure I press every week, but obviously today it didn't like the button.
Yeah, oh, there we are. Sorted. Thank goodness for Jim.
Exactly. So, everyone needs a Jim and a Dave and a Rob, but nobody
and a Rob,
needs me.
He's been on his hands and knees disconnecting things. And oh, well, there we are. Technology, eh?
Exactly. And it's a good start to the morning, isn't it? And there's lots of people just coming in to join us. So so if you've just joined us and you've missed all the kerfuffle with the echo and the no-echo, and we will just breathe and start again. Okay. So you could probably turn your volume up a little bit now, Linda, if you...
I have done, yeah.
Oh,
I can hear you now, yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to lesson number 6 of the Pergamano Summer School. Okay, no echo. Excellent. Right, okay. Note to self, don't press second button. She doesn't like it this week.
No. Yeah. So
Linda, lesson number 6 already.
Yeah.
As we work our way through your book. We're on volume 1. And so this week we're going to have a look at the 5 in a circle tool.
That's right.
To me, it reminds me of a little smiley face.
Yeah. And you've got like 2 needles on the bottom of that, and you can turn it round a little bit, and then you'd have it. You've got a different orientation of the thing, then, haven't you? So when you actually come and do this needle tool sampler, you'll find that I've got some easier ones where they're all flat bottomed, then, so to speak, and then I've turned them round a bit. So you've got to think a bit more on some of them where they're all got a pointy bottom. So that just there's a lot of thought that goes into these, and it's just a way of teaching you to turn your tool a little bit more, or do it in a different way, or it doesn't make a lot of difference to the finished product, but it's just something else.
More for sort of the decorative, isn't it? I mean, this is the lovely sample that you've created.
Yeah.
And you can see, I can see where you've added freestyle with the little lines in there. That looks really nice. Very galactic.
Yes. I like this tool because I think of it more of an infill tool rather than an edging tool, yet it does give a really lovely edge. But it's something that you can use when you think, I don't know what I'm going to put in there. And I always go to my 5 in a circle when I think, what am I going to do in there? It's a great space filler. That's what it is. It's a great space filler.
And then we've obviously got the guide here for people that are tuning in for the first time, where you show us where we can perforate, where we can emboss, and where we can cut in the different colorways. So again, to be able to replicate the designs that you've come up with. And then again, we've got the one that we would photocopy and work with. So this is where we're heading through today.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hand over to the lovely Linda.
Okay, let me just put I've got the sample out here ready for you to see. This is the actual sample. So I did think I might show you how to actually get it straight. I know a lot of people I've seen people are struggling getting their needle tools straight. It's probably not the best one to show you on this one because it's not the same all the way around, is it? So I'm going to just perforate a row of straight 5 in a circle first, and then I'm going to take you to this one here. We're going to do that little bit there, but you've got 3 in a row there, they're all the same. So I'm going to show you that one, and then we'll have a look at something different if you've got time. So, right, so here I've got a piece of card I've got my pattern and I've got my piece of parchment. Okay, don't forget, rub your tumble dryer sheet over the back of your parchment before you perforate. Makes it a lot easier if you do it that way than in the reverse. So that's the back now because I've rubbed my tumble dryer sheet over it. And all I'm going to do is stick my parchment down so it doesn't move. And I'm going to get my 5 in a circle tool. And you need your piece of pico foam underneath your pattern. So you've got a piece of card, your pico foam, and might be a good idea if you open your tumble dryer sheet and put that on top, and then your pattern and your parchment on top of that. I'll go through that sandwich again. Piece of card, pico foam, tumble dryer sheet, pattern, parchment.
Okay.
If you haven't got a piece of card, your black mat will do, but I would recommend that you protect your needles by using a piece of card.
Right, okay.
Right, so let's make sure now then, I'm going to do this little row there. So let's make sure that the orientation of my tool is the correct way. So what I need is, move that over a little bit. My groovy guard to keep my parchment flat. And I want 2 needles on the bottom, straight.
Right, okay.
That's got to be in a straight line. So if you're struggling, this will work with any tool really. If you're struggling to keep a straight line, here's your answer. A ruler or your groovy guard is probably better than a ruler. So I tried this today because people were struggling. So if you actually put your groovy guard, butt it up against those dots at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to put my needle tool there to see that it fits. And I can see, because I'm looking from this direction here, I'm over here. My magnifier is round about this area, just above the camera. So I'm looking at it from this angle. Okay. Yeah. So the two needles are on the bottom and they're butted up against the edge of the groovy guard. So now I'm moving it a bit now. There we are. Okay, so I've gone through there. Pretty straight.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take this off. I'm only doing 3 for now.
So this is like a warm-up exercise.
This is really, a warm-up, yeah. Just to get your eye in, you know. So there's my piece of parchment. And I'm going to bring in my embossing mat. Okay. Still on the front there. So I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to emboss from the back. Now then, I think probably, I can never remember which tool I use to emboss, and I generally have a little go there. That's about it. It's a 1.5mm ball tool. The 3mm is a bit too big for that one. So it's a 1.5. Let's move that up a little bit. And I'm going to emboss a dot right in the middle. So I'm going to go back and forth, up and down, back and forth, and round, because there's no perforation in the middle of this. And I'm taking the embossing right to the edge of the perforations. So it's up and down, back and forth, round and round. Up and down, back and forth, round and round. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my thicker foam mat, my super foam, and I'm going to put my pico foam on top of it. Okay, so we're still on the back, right? Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use a 1 needle tool to perforate deep. And I've said this before, the reason I do that is because I don't want to go in with the same tool and make a mistake. If it's not positioned correctly, then I'll end up with 10 10 in a circle rather than 5.
And is that the one needle fine that you're using?
This is the one needle fine that I'm using. You could use a bold for this if you wanted to. Let me just change my focus on this a minute so that you can see.
So I suppose if you, wow. Yeah, so I suppose if you use the one needle bold, you'll just have larger
You'd
openings.
have a larger hole, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you could actually twist this if you were very careful.
Oh, like you showed us, what was that with
Yeah.
the, which one did you show us that twist?
5
on?
needle.
The 5 needle,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but I wouldn't do, you can't twist very far with this, okay? Because the needles are closer together.
Right.
Okay, so
yeah.
you can see you've got to be really, really careful when you twist with it. So I've almost got a hole now. let me try it one more time, see if I can get it a bit neater. So you'd have to practice this one. So, oh no, that I did make a hole.
I heard that click.
Yeah. You can't see it, but it did actually break.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be very careful if you were going to do that, okay?
If you wanted to do a twist with the 5 in a circle, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So let's have a let it go. Let me turn my autofocus off. So let's do a few more, and this time let's do
there's so many to choose
this
from.
one here.
Okay.
Okay.
I love that. It's really delicate. And you wouldn't think when you look at the pattern there in front of you, it's sort of got 9 perforations, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're all with the 2 on the flat bottom then. Okay?
Yes.
But remember I was saying, but then if I bring this up for you to see now, if you look at this one,
yeah,
those we've got something to point to. We've got flat bottom there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's flipped. So the flat bottom is that way. So you've got the one on the bottom. Okay. And where that one is flat bottom there and the flat bottom there. So you're going to have to turn your needle tool a little bit to accommodate that pattern. This is to make you think, really. And when you look at this one, around a circle, you've got the flat bottom all the way around. So you're having to turn your needle slightly every time you go around. Wow. Okay, there's lots of easy ones, but there are some then, if you look at this, I mean, that's the sort of a brain teaser, that one.
That's one for homework.
I'm not sure if I've got a... Yeah, I have, look. There it is. Okay, and I put it end to end. So you're looking at that one.
Yeah.
And I've just taken a section of it and done it end to end. So you've got the 5 in a circle on the edge. You've got it there as an infill.
Yeah.
You've got another edge there. And then you've got a pattern in the middle. So it's purely 5 in a circle on this one. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's lovely to use, but it's my go-to tool for an infill. And if I show you the book, this is one of my favourite cards from the book. I love that it's one. On page, let's have a look, I'm not sure what page is it. 78. I haven't got the sample, but here you can see there's no edges with a 5 in a circle. It's actually just used as an infill. It's so random, but look at it in the flowers.
Oh yes. Yeah.
You've just got lines there. Isn't it lovely? And it's I've put one each on the butterfly wing.
It's very delicate, but it adds, as you say, that little bit of just pizzazz. It just highlights the petals beautifully.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So I'm going to show you how to do this one now, and then we'll cut it out as well. So where's my groovy guard? My 5 in a circle. So we're going to do. So I need my funky form. My tumble dryer sheet. Let me just straighten that up a bit. And just check that my needle tool is the right way around. Yeah. So we're going to do, I'm just going to do one, okay?
Okay.
So let's do that one. So, I mean, I'm going to do it by eye now, but I mean, if you want to use the edge of the groovy guard, then please do. So I'm still going to maintain doing it in rows. I'm not just going to go randomly. Lovely noise.
Oh, your camera's just moved a little bit, Linda. Did you knock it with your head?
No, I knocked it with my. I knocked it with my magnifier.
Could you just come over to the left a little bit more?
Yeah.
With your, just that's it.
Okay.
A little bit more. Left a little bit. That's it. Perfect. Right in the middle.
Well, that's okay. Now I can't see a thing. That's hence the wonky one, look.
Technology's being naughty to us today, isn't it, Linda?
Right, so I've done those 5 now.
Okay.
Let's get rid of this. So I'm going to bring in my embossing mat. And flip the parchment over to emboss on the back. And it's the 1.5mm ball tool, and it's move it up a bit, up and down, back and forth, round and round. So I'm going to leave those 4, and I'm going to cut them out.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's what I've done on the pattern. Yeah, it is.
I was just going to have a look.
I don't know. I think I'm doing a different one here, Paul.
You know what, though? That's what's great about the book, is because obviously we can watch what you're doing, and then we can obviously adapt to that. So it looks as if what you've created a cross with the embossed dots.
Yeah, instead of taking them a bit further and put an extra one there. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, and you get the gist. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Now you've added a freestyle dot in between.
I have added a freestyle dot in between the other one. So, right, okay. So, back with my perforating mat now. Turn it round and perforate deep with the 1 needle tool. It's my groovy guard gone. So you put things down and then they're gone.
Linda.
Eh?
Just left a little.
Left a little.
Up. That's it. Perfect.
Right.
Can you see it okay?
No, not really. Wait till you come to cut. That should be interesting. Oh dear, dear, dear. I think I'll try and move my magnifier now. Do you know what I find though? Sometimes I struggle sometimes, even with a magnifier. Now here's a tip: if you're struggling with your glasses and your magnifier, sometimes all you need to do is alter the angle of your magnifier lens.
Oh,
sometimes the most minute adjustment of your magnifier lens will make an amazing difference to what you can see. You won't believe it, would you? You know, you think, oh, right, I've moved my magnifier now a little bit. Let's see if that works. Oh, this getting old, look, it sucks.
Is it feeling a bit sorry for itself?
What? My
magnifying glass.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can see better now. Right, okay. So we've got these now that we haven't got any embossing in. Okay, I've got a, wait till you see my enlargement. So that's the one we're supposed to be doing. Right on, yeah, I've omitted these few there. Okay, and I've added an extra dot in the middle of that one. But you see these ones that we're going to cut out. Look at those, aren't they lovely? So when I cut, this is a 5 in a circle, an enlargement, okay? So when I cut this, I want it to look like that. I don't want it to look like that, which is a little bit like a windmill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that happens when you don't turn your paper. So when I cut this, I'm gonna be at this angle. My scissors is gonna go in there, and I'm going to snip so that I form that point. And then I'm not going to turn my hand, because if I turn my hand, this is what I'm going to end up with. This one here. Okay, so my hand is there, and now I'm going to turn this paper so that the holes come to me and not my scissors goes looking for the holes. And then I'm going to snip that perfect point. And then I'm going to turn the paper again. And I'm just, you know, a little small angle can make a difference. So if I did it there, this point is going to be over there a little bit.
Over there.
So that little angle makes a big difference. So I'm going to put the scissors in there and snip. And then I'm going to turn this round. Make sure it's in the right angle to adjust it a bit. You get to do it quite quickly when you're used to it, and then snip. Okay, does that make sense?
Perfect, yeah.
Okay, so, right, so here we go. I'm going to turn it so that my scissors, it's not quite right, is there. That's the cutting, perfect cutting for me. So it's a pinch together and a snip. I'm going to turn it again. So it's a pinch together and a snip. Turn it again. That's not quite where it should be. There we are. So turn your parchment. Keep your scissors where they are. Turn your parchment, look, until it lines up with your scissors. Okay.
Right. That makes so much sense, because I was having a little play earlier and I thought, oh, I want to cut a little star, and mine looked like how it shouldn't look.
Yeah. Okay, that's not quite a good one. Not quite as good as it should be. I'll do one more. So this is why mine aren't always perfect first time. This is why you should do a few before actually going to your work.
It's, as you say, it's that warm-up exercise, isn't it, with the snipping or the white work and the shading. Your hand's got to get into that rhythm, hasn't it?
That's better. And then when you've got a lot to cut, I would say you could probably do that. So cut 2 or 3 at a time, or maybe a row at a time. There we are. I'm getting into the swing of it now a little bit.
And it's surprising how quick it sort of comes together as well. I mean, I know we're only looking at a small part of the pattern, but it's so effective.
There we are. So you can see that my first one was rubbish, and they've started to get better as I've gone along. So they're starting to get better. So you've got to, I'm always reinforcing this. You've got to get your hand in and get them a little bit, you know, try a few, and then you'll find that they'll get neater as you go along. So always practice on a spare bit first. So
That's really good.
I wanted to show you this. I've got an appointment at 11, so I'm going to have to shoot off at past now.
Okay, you're about a minute away from past.
Okay, so I wanted to show you this, so I can move my camera a wee bit. There we are. Just remember, this is in one of the books, I'm sure. So on this one, this is the Handkerchief Corner we did.
Yeah.
So on the plate, you'll find there are little dots like this. On a lot of my plates, they will be taken from a 5-needle tool. The configuration is exactly the same on the plate, only they're embossed dots. So if you want to put a 5-needle tool in there, you emboss the dots very lightly and then perforate with a 5-needle tool. I don't think it's in that book. It might be in one of the other books.
Oh, right. Okay. I was just having a flick just to...
Okay.
I mean, the artwork in this book is amazing.
So if you look at this one, this is one where I've actually used a 5 in a circle to perforate.
Yeah.
And I've used it there as well as an infill. So you've got 2 cards there, one with the embossed dots and one with the perforated dots.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well,
there we are then. That's me, done. Oh, can I finish early?
You're the teacher. Go back. Just move over to your right a little bit, Linda. You're just a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
We can see.
I'm sorry to dash off early. I had an appointment that I couldn't change. It was a last-minute appointment, so
that's fine. There's plenty there for people to sort of. I mean, I'm going to be with you for the rest of the hour. I've got some beautiful a new plate to show you that Linda's designed. So as always, Linda, it's always a pleasure. And again, for me, it's just looking at the tool and the sampler, and that's where for me the book is key, because it gives me that reference to go back and have a look and just play at my own pace. It really is.
So many different uses, and the book just touches on a corner of it. So so we do 5 in a circle next week as well, and I'll do a simple edge on a more complicated edge for anybody that wants to try it.
I think because the edges are proving really popular, aren't they? How to show how to do those.
Yes, so, and Glynis is putting them onto her projects as well, her little tags.
On the Clarity Matters blog. Yeah, every
lovely one coming up this week. Yeah.
Super duper.
Okay,
well,
then.
You take care then, and we will see the lovely Linda next week. Same time, same place.
Good luck with the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was a little bit short and sweet today, but you know what? We can still have a look and indulge. I mean, a lot of you at home have got this book, and if you haven't, it really is. It's a really good introduction to build up the confidence to using some of the multi-needle tools. And volume 1 covers a lot of sort of like that doesn't have too many needles. I mean, we've got the 5 needle, we've got the 5 in a circle, we've got the beautiful flower tool coming up as well. And what I love is that it breaks you in gently. Oh, excuse me, sank in the eye. And to have these tutorials free of charge from the lovely Linda in the summer school really does, I think, like the Groovy Plate gives you that confidence, doesn't it, to create the beautiful line art. And all you're doing now is you're taking, I mean, I remember when we saw the multi-needle tools and me and Barbara looked at her, we were sort of like, I was about to say, we was perforating parchment. So well, what do you do with that? It's pretty, but how do you incorporate that? So to have Linda Williams on board, and for the book, I mean, again, this is volume 1 of Linda's book, and it really is, it's a real good introduction to the basic needle tools. I mean, we often use the 2 needle and the 1 needle when we're perforating with the grids or for doing the picot cutting, but to have that explanation from Linda where she guides you through and she gives you all those tips and tricks on how you can sort of, I mean, again, the photography on this is amazing. And to guide you through a general introduction, the lace work, using the tools, and again, real sort of like detail on different variations on different themes. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is a pure, I mean, that's using, according to this intricate lacework is made using only a 4 needle and a semicircle. Wow. Isn't it? And you know what? It is achievable because you've got the right equipment in front of you. And what I love is that Linda guides us through, and then I'm sort of just showcasing how to create a cross. So again, we've covered the picot cutting in Groovy Tuesday, and Linda's covered it in the summer school as well. But how you can create the different effects, and it guides you step by step. And then Linda, very cleverly, she's taken those samplers that we're looking at earlier in the book and then incorporating it into products. And so again, we've got the lovely camper van, but it's just, look, step by step, what you need, the difficulty, whether it's intermediate, advanced, basic. When I say basic, it's not really basic, is it? It's just how you're into easiest. That's a better word, isn't it? Easiest. And again, it's just picking up those little bits of detail. And Linda shows you exactly on the sampler what she's used to do that. So what I wanted to do was this, where are we now? We're Tuesday today. And on Thursday on the craft store, we've got the Pergamano show. And I've got the pleasure of presenting Linda's latest plate from the It's a Wrap collection. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. So this is Linda's It's a Wrap bell. And you can see you've got the 4 different bells on here. You've got the beautiful, do you remember the heart one that we launched a couple of months ago? So it's the same principle, but you've got the beautiful, beautiful design that you can use for weddings, Christmas, anniversary. And again, as Linda always does, she gives us so much detail on these plates. So we've got wedding day wishes, we've got Merry Christmas, we've got forever, we've got on your, and then if we turn this around, we've then got anniversary, christening, because sometimes to go vertical with a sentiment can really change the look of a card. So this is the plate that we're launching on the craft store on Friday. We've also got the card blanks as well. Okay, and let me show you. Oh, and you get the inspiration sheet from Linda as well that guides you through assembly. But if you've done the heart, then this is a piece of cake. It really is. Now, let me show you. This is one of the cards that Linda has created that I'm going to attempt to recreate on Friday morning. But look at this. So you've got the beautiful card using our gorgeous rainbow parchment and paper. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to bring this in on this camera so you really can, because I know when we're on TV, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that picot cutting. And the detail. See, look, the perforating within the bell itself to add that depth to it. I know that's a technique that Barb really loves, where it pushes the embossing forward and it's back. Okay, so we've got that beautiful piece there. So that's one of the pieces I'm going to show on Friday morning. Then this is another piece created by Linda. So again, you don't have to do the bell-shaped card. Look at the difference between the two. And Linda's just taken the outline of the bell for these this sample, and she's filled it in with those gorgeous contour plates. Isn't that beautiful? And again, that rainbow parchment, you've got that beautiful, and the only place that Linda's added colour is just into the foliage, because the rainbow parchment and paper does it all for you. Okay, so we've got that, and I've got a couple of other samples I wanted to showcase. I need to put that somewhere safe. Let me pop that just there. So this one here, created by Francis Knott, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to bring that one in just around here so you can really take it. I mean, look at those flowers. Isn't that beautiful? A little bit of picot cutting to create that, and the parchment behind it. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And when you look at this, I know that Linda, when she's designing her plates, using the multi-needle tools, you know how she just showed us those couple of samples where she took the design and she just did the 5 in the circle to add some detail. So you don't even have to use the design, for example, in the band. You could take these multi-needle tools and you can incorporate them in any of your groovy designs. We've now got another piece. I love the colorway on this one, very rich. So beautiful Christmas. This one's from Carol Pankstello. And look at this. And what I love when Linda's coming up with her designs, she gives you options. Okay. And with her shape, so for example, the heart that we launched previously, and also the bells, there are basic shapes that even if you're not into your picot cutting, they're very easy to cut out with a normal pair of scissors. Okay, so let's have a indulge this one a little bit more. I love how the paper in the background really brings it to life. Isn't that beautiful? The versatility of these designs, I mean, the bells for weddings, Christmas, anniversaries, general celebrations. To me, I don't know, even just a single bell, or when you look at this piece here, another piece from Francis, I can't even pick it up. Let me bring this one in. This one's from Francis. She hasn't used the bells at all. She's just taken part of the frame and the flowers to build up the design. Let me bring this one round as well for you to see. Look at that. I mean, that looks like porcelain. And again, incorporating various other tools in the range. But isn't that beautiful? So really, this is just a little bit of a sneaky peek of what's coming up on the craft store on Friday. And yeah, it's the plate. Let's have another look at the plate, because I know I was a little bit quick on that. Let me just bring that back in again. We're going to go back to the tool in a moment, the 5 in a circle, just have a bit more of a little play with that. But when you look at how much detail Linda's put on this plate, and again, giving you the options. So you've got the beautiful bell shape, you've got a beautiful scalloped edged one, you've got the straight edge one, but the groovy system allows you to be the designer in a way, because you can pick and choose. I mean, just the outline of the bell that we saw in some of those samples, and you don't even have to infill it with the details, or you can just take bits of the details. And then to have the card blank as well to do that, and the envelope, it comes with the envelope as well. It's just pure magic. And as always, with all of the It's a Wrap collections, we get the beautiful assembly and inspiration sheet from Linda. Now, Linda often on the one that, let me just have a look. Let me show you that one that Linda created. I'm not a needly person, so to speak, but what Linda has done, she's shown us before in one of the Groovy Tuesday episodes, where she's actually stitched, which is the traditional method of attaching the parchment. So she stitched down the spine. Okay, it's that you can't even see it. Okay, but it creates that very delicate. I mean, look at the back of it. The back, oops, the back is just as beautiful as it's those little finishing touches. You go to a card store, if you still do, and you buy a card, and when the design follows over to the back, then that's when you know you're going to pay that little bit more for it. Okay, so that's on Friday. So I hope you can join me on the craft store then. But let's go back to the book that Linda has been guiding us through the past few weeks. And we're going to have a look again at the 5 in the circle. So again, it's a good reference guide for you to have a look at and say, okay, well, Linda's just shown us that. But what she showed us, let me zoom in a little bit. Hang on a moment, I'm just going to stand up and zoom in. Let me just come in. There we go. Slowly does it. Don't want to come in too quick. There we go. Perfect. So that what Linda was just showing us was this one here. And as she explained, she went freestyle and added in 4 additional embossed dots. Now I'm sure if I go over to, where is it? It's 5 in a circle. So there we go. So this is the sampler guide where it tells you about where to cut, where to emboss. And because you see those little dots there, they're just grayed out. So that from the guide at the bottom tells you that's where you emboss. Okay, but look at this as a beautiful edge or as an infill. It really does. It's hard for me to explain. I love doing groovy and I love getting the effect of the beautiful crisp white line art. And then I like adding some color. I like adding some white work. But now with the multi-needle tools, it's making me think in a different direction about adding little bits of detail, just a little bit here, a little bit there. And it can then just enhance what you're doing. And over the past month or so, that's what we've been looking at across the whole of the Clarity range, bringing you products that enhance what you already have. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm going to take I've got my super foam, so I'm going to bring that in. Ooh, that's really close. And I'll take a piece of parchment. And as Linda says, what we're going to do, we're going to wipe it. I'm going to wipe it on both sides. Okay. And again, just as a warm-up exercise, take my tumble dry sheet. And I'm going to pop that underneath. So I don't need to, I'm not even going to look at the designs within the book. I'm just going to have a play. And sometimes for me, I find that I can get a little bit more from that. I think using the groovy guard to line up the tool is a fantastic tip. So again, I'm going to just perforate up here just to see where my bottom perforations are. Okay, and then I'm going to go there. So I'm just pushing the tool, not too much pressure. Let me come in on this camera, see if that one's better. There we go. So I'm just going to pop the bottom 2 tools across there and just move along. Now I'm doing deep perforations, but I can, if I swapped over to my Pico foam, then I wouldn't be going in as far as the needles. See, now I'm sort of creating a pattern, but it's a bit irregular, isn't it? So that's where the guide in the book really does make a difference. But so let's just go in. I'm not going to go in as deep. Okay, so I'm trying to practice going in not so deep. Ooh, let's have a look on that one. I reckon I could zoom in a little bit more on that. Let's take that out. Okay, can we see it? A little bit faint. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, which way am I going to go? I'm going to come in this way. There we go. Ooh, out of focus, too much. Okay, so you can really see it. It's a little bit wonky, but again, I'm just playing. I'm not sort of setting myself up to it. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I'm not happy with it. So sometimes just to play on a piece of parchment, you'll get the confidence, just like the groovy system gives you. So now Linda was talking about when we come to reperforate using the 1 needle fine. So let's focus the area here. So if I take the 1 needle fine, I'm holding the tool upright and I'm going to go in. I think because I deep perforated, we're not going to see much difference. Well, I don't know, there is a slight difference between those two. Okay, but let's have a look if I take the 1 needle bold, and let's see what difference that makes. So I'm going to perforate, and I'm holding the tool upright. Okay, so now we've got a much larger perforation, but you can see I've gone a little bit wonky. See, this is where it's really important. I mean, I'm going to go in probably not as far because I went all the way in before, but it's just getting, there we go, much happy with that. See this one here, I think I was a little bit of a slant, so I've come closer to that, but I like the effect. So if you wanted to practice, for example, doing the pico cutting that Linda was showing us, maybe you may find it easier to try using a larger perforation first. Okay, so let's do this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when we have a look over here, let's do it on this one, we can definitely see the difference in the size of perforations. Now, I've come in really, really close. You're not going to be looking this close at your work. Well, maybe you are. So let's have a go. I'm going to have a look at the ring lock scissors because this is my scissors of choice. It's either the ring lock or the Perga cutters. And the reason I prefer these is because it gives me that larger aperture within the handles. Okay, so let's see what I get after watching Linda. So I'm going to move that over a little bit because I'm using the 12x12 super foam. So my hand is in this position here. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to squeeze and snip. That was rubbish. I know that, I can tell that from experience. So I'm going to turn the parchment round. And as Linda said, I'm going to let the scissors or the paper come to the scissors. Now this is going to be how not to do it because I haven't warmed up. Okay, so how disappointed would I be if I've created my piece? Oh, I don't know. It's not bad for the first one. It looks a bit like a starfish, doesn't it? It looks more like a starfish than a star. Should we try again? Okay, so my hand is in that position. I'm going to snip. I'm going to turn the parchment again. Bring it in. See, I'm using the larger perforations. And in a moment, what I'll do is I'll go to the smaller perforations because I'm sure I'll get a slightly different look as well. Okay, so snip. And the final one, this one. See, I think when I do this last one, I think it's going to look absolute rubbish. But then it surprises me. I don't know, maybe that one didn't surprise me. That one is a flattened starfish. Okay, let's get rid of these little bits under here. But you know what? I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And for me, because this isn't my finished piece, there's no pressure if I get it right. I want to get it right. But you know what? If I don't get it right, I'm really not that fussed because it's that warm-up exercise, isn't it? So we're going to go round. I'm letting the parchment, as Linda suggested, come to there. This time I'm putting a little bit of a twist on, which I didn't do on the other ones. Oh, I won't go too far. Have I done that one? Done that one. Turn it round. There we go. I definitely need to practice. See, just because we're watching Linda and Linda does it perfectly, Linda's been doing it for many years. So again, don't think if you don't get it right the first time that you're never going to get it. It's all about having a play and just don't put yourself under pressure. Okay, a little bit more of a twist there. definitely getting the hang of this now. Are you doing this at home or are you just watching? Don't forget, you can watch all of these episodes again over on our YouTube page. We've got a dedicated section on the Clarity and the Pergamano website where you can go back and watch all the previous lessons. Okay. So I think I don't know. See, I'm being super critical now. But in the I mean, these ones are a bit dodge, but I'm definitely getting better. Okay. So let's go in just there. So twist. See, my right hand is comfortable. Okay, because I'm resting on the 12x12 super foam, my hand is comfortable. So again, I'm not worried about running out of steam. This is great fun. Okay, let's go super fast. Maybe it'll be better if I go super fast. Maybe it won't. Sort of speed snipping. Okay, and if this is the best one, then no. But you know what? It really is about just giving it a go. If you've got the tool, if you've got the scissors, maybe you've only just recently perfected your picot cutting, or you're improving on your picot cutting. I've always said the way that I learned was to do those crosses. So really, this is another way of learning, but instead of being 4 dots, we've got 5 dots. And we get a different look to it as well. Who would have thought by one extra perforation that it could change the shape? And some of the other tools, there's a beautiful, I can't think which one it is now, but you get a beautiful sort of like star-like look to it. And it's really, yeah, it's beautiful because I think it was in the front of that book. Was it that one that, was it the 4 needle, that beautiful quilted look? Let's have a look. That I like, that gave a really nice, where's it gone? Yeah, there we go, look. See, this, I love the look of this. Isn't it beautiful? That's the 4 needle and the semicircle. The semicircle will be around the edge. But to do that from a 4 needle tool is just crazy. So I've had another fun, let's pop that book down. I've had another sort of fun session again. Linda will be back again with us next week, carrying on. As she said, she's going to show us how to do a nice easy border and one a little bit more tricky, just to sort of get the brain cells going. And as usual, every Sunday over on the Clarity Matters blog, the lovely Glynis takes us through a project using the tool that Linda covers in the Pergamano school. So make sure you check out. It's always posted at 12 o'clock every Sunday. If you sign up to our newsletter, you'll get notification about 12:30 midday UK time. So you'll never forget. But go back, there's loads of them that Glynis has done. And it's using the same tag plate, but in using the tools to enhance and decorate it. So what else have I got on my list? Yes, Thursday back in the Shack with Barb and the beautiful pop-it postcards. So make sure you've got your pop-it postcards ready and your colouring implements. I'm not sure whether Barb's going to do a bit of doodling first, but make sure you join us on Thursday at 10 o'clock. I won't see you. Hopefully you'll see me Friday on the craft store at 9 AM and 1 PM. And then I'll be back with the lovely Linda next Tuesday for lesson number 7 and part 2 of the 5 in a circle multi-needle tool. So I hope you've enjoyed that and enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're up to, and enjoy the rest of the week. Maybe it's nice and sunny outside. Maybe you can go for a little walk and just take in the fresh air. So until then, I'll see you again next week. And yeah, I'll be in the room with Barb on Thursday. I'll see you then. Take care now. Bye-bye. And where's the button? There it is. End. See you.